First Watch with Sheriff Mark Daniels on KWCD Bisbee Sierra Vista. Hosted by Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler. First Watch is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
And welcome to your Friday. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas and Sheriff Mark Daniels. Good morning.
Good morning, Cochise County.
Hello, everyone.
So exciting news for football tonight.
Well, it is. 2 playoff games here tonight going on. You got Buena, who has been in the playoff for many, many years. Let me rephrase that. They've been in the playoffs, but they have not hosted a playoff game. So tonight, your Buena Colts are going to host the first playoff game in many years against Casa Grande. Now, Casa Grande comes in at 6-4. Buena's sitting at 8-2. Buena beat them handedly earlier in the season as one of their losses, Casa Grande's. And 2 offensive teams, though. The difference is Buena's got a better defense. Buena should come away with this like they did before, get a home game victory tonight here on the first round of the playoffs. I really project Buena's going to go deep in the playoffs. And hopefully I'm not wrong, but I feel confident with this team, the confidence they have. So good luck to our Buena Colts tonight. We're going to air that game tonight, pregame 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock tonight. But come on out tonight and support your home team, your Buena Colts. Second of all, Bisbee, for the Bisbee Puma fans, they're traveling to Pima. Pima's undefeated this year. Bisbee's had a really good year so far, coming away with the win last week against Scottsdale Prep. So, again, should be a good game. Bisbee's only had 1 loss. Pima, no losses, but 2A football, anything's possible. So good luck to the Bisbee Pumas, too, tonight.
And it's been a busy week this week, so we started out with the Veterans Day Parade on Monday.
It was a nice parade. I want to thank everybody to come out and support our veterans. All the parades we do all year round, all around the county, that's one of our favorites. We walked the parade. I want to thank Colonel Brennan Deaver, who came out, walked with us. Chief of Staff for the General, he walked with us down the parade route, hometown Deaver. And we carry a banner that says Cochise County Sheriff's Office supports our veterans, and it's such a proud parade to be in. And so thanks for everybody coming out, and thank you for all the support. I mean, it was so nice to walk that parade. And it's a daytime parade. I like that. I'll just say it straight up. But be able to talk to people, shake hands with people, and just it's a great community to serve.
And I hear there's an interesting story about the Salvation Army kettle kickoff, money raised.
Yeah, we went to that yesterday. We had Sean Phillips, the CEO at Canyon Vista Medical Center, and I were we go back and forth in a fun way of who raises the most money. We always ring the flag day after Thanksgiving, the bell, still back on Veterans Day there. Ring the bell the day after Thanksgiving and at Walmart, and so whoever gets most money, they recognize them at the next year's kickoff. So this year we won it. We had the most money last year, but Canyon Vista stepping up. They want to get into a little competition, and that's okay. I mean, many have tried, and so we had a little banner yesterday, and we made quite a bit of money yesterday for those in need in the Salvation Army. And I want to give a big shout-out to the Salvation Army for all they do for all those people in need. And because you never know. Today might seem great. Tomorrow might be in need. You never know. So thank you to Salvation Army, Heather and Ty over there, the captains, and all they do. And all the community showed up yesterday. It was packed yesterday. Carol, you and I were there, and it was just nice to see that many people in the audience.
And so we don't want people to forget, this is the season, and we are going to be in front of Walmart the Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, the 29th, ringing that bell. So you need to come out and give us the money, only because understanding it's not going to the Sheriff's Office, it's going back to the Salvation Army, and I think that we're going to get that trophy again next year.
Yeah, come on out on Black Friday. I know things are tough right now, but come on out on Black Friday. Say hi to your sheriff's staff. The mayor's going to stop by. Chief Heitzer's going to stop by from Sierra Vista PD, and come out and say hi to us, and let's support the cause, and let's beat Canyon Vista Medical Center.
And also, we have something interesting happening at the Sheriff's Office where Netflix is looking to do a TV show here.
Well, Chuck Norris. It's a new series with Chuck and Aaron Norris. Aaron was the producer. That's his brother. And so they have a team here that's doing some B-roll with us right now, and that's a show called America's Heroes, excuse me. And so we were selected. I've asked Service to PD to be a partner with us on that, and so we have a cameraman here right now that's doing interviews with law enforcement and just being out there with us, kind of seeing who we are, what we do. And so it's an honor, number one, to be selected. Of all the agencies in the country, they selected us, and I got the opportunity to sit down with Mr. Norris and talk to him about the show. And so we're moving it. It's been a discussion. We haven't said a lot about it, but they are moving the show now. So it won't be long that well, hopefully we'll have Chuck Norris here in the community doing some things and giving back. And I've asked for some things to give back, because we don't make money. I don't get paid for it. My deputies don't get paid for it. Nobody does. This is a series that maybe be Netflix. It looks like it might be Netflix, like you said, Grady. But that's going to take this series and go forward. But what's nice at the end of the day is they want to give back to the community. Whether it's, I don't want to speak for Mr. Norris, but I've made comments about coming and speaking to our youth, our military, all the people that would benefit. I mean, he's an American icon, and to have him in the community working with us. So it's exciting. It's truly exciting to have that. But in fact, when I get down here, I go pick up the camera guy. So we're going to do some things today.
And speaking of doing some things, they're here at an opportune time, but unfortunately this is what we deal with consistently in Cochise County, is our staff were working on several warrants yesterday, and it was fortunate that this was also, highlighted as this part so that they know what's going on. And they found like a significant amount of drugs and weapons.
They did, and this is an investigation that started here, where our street crimes unit, I think Benson Police Department, Wilcox Police Department, this is a special bond we have, and then some of our federal agencies, we've been working on this. Yesterday, they did a brief, and I think they had 4 different warrants yesterday, and as you say, multiple fentanyl was seized, multiple weapons were seized, some bad people are taken off the street. Let me just say that. And so more details on it to come. I don't want to speak too early on that and detail. But, I'll just say this. The border, we had a traffic stop 2 nights ago by our interdiction team, where they made a traffic stop on a vehicle that ran from Border Patrol in another county. We had the ATL on it. One of my interdiction guys spots the vehicle, makes a traffic stop on the vehicle. It's a father-son team, not from local here. Of course, they very rarely or seldom they are from here. He was very nervous. Asked him, the off-deputy asked if he had any weapons. He said no. Got him out of the car. There was a weapon in the car he spotted. He questioned he was 26 years old, something like that. Questioned him about him, and when he went to detain him, the deputy went to detain the driver. The fight was on. So they got into a physical. He started swinging at the deputy, hit the deputy. The secondary interdiction guy pulled in. Deputy pulled in there. One of the patrol deputies pulled in there. This is up on 90 toward Benson. He got him. He tased him. Went to tase him. The guy got back up, took off, ran toward the interstate. The father gets out of the vehicle. He's told to stay back. Got involved in it. He went to jail. They ended up getting the 26-year-old up by the interstate before he ran onto the interstate. It just shows you the reckless and the neglect for respect for law enforcement down here when it comes to the smuggling. But I was talking to my 2 deputies yesterday that were involved in this. I'm glad they're okay. I'll just say that straight up. They went through a pretty tough time with these 2. But again, they're both sitting in my jail where they need to be.
And we're also continuing our partnerships. We had the New Mexico State Police and Arizona Department of Public Safety meet with our SABRE team.
They did, and I got the chance to sit down with the New Mexico State Police, and boy, let me tell you, those guys know how to dress, don't they? Grady, you were in that meeting.
Those are cool uniforms.
They are. That's their image is fantastic, and we commented on that. And then, but it was nice seeing our DPS leadership from Arizona here, Captain Dean Chase and his team, and then the state police from New Mexico being here, and my team, and it was just a nice event because we were working so close. We're all working so close to keep our community safe, keep the drugs. I just explained a minute ago. The pursuits, we talked about the pursuits, how we can do a better job on that, but just sharing intel. We have a camera system that we're all sharing. It's nice when law enforcement works together. The biggest challenge I've seen over my 40 years of law enforcement is the fact that we don't. And that's one thing I've been a priority of mine is we have to set the egos aside, the pride aside, and work together. And right now we're doing such a great job. This new border center has been the hub for that in so many ways, like with that search warrant we just talked about yesterday, to include what the meeting we're talking about, and so many other things going on in that center. That's just, it's a poppin' place, let me just say, for all the right reasons.
And so next week, we're even going to take that a little bit further and add all of those things into our strategic plan. So we're going to do pre-planning, and that's always important when we're talking about where we are now and where we need to go, also with looking back and doing an evaluation of that. And our current strategic plan, I think this is the year that it's reaching its fulfillment, and so we're going to be seeing what we need to do.
And our strategic plan goes 4 years. I have a 4-year contract with the people because they vote you in every 4 years. So the average strategic plan is 5 years. We do 4. And then, so we're going to renew that starting Monday and start reset our priorities. And one of the things I want to do in our priorities is, and we just heard this going through some tough times over the last couple of years when it comes to money. That's a big thing. Is how can we share our grants? How can we share a lot of our activities, our requests, all that? So we're going to start putting out like board requests. So we have a grant coming in. We're going to put that on our Facebook and let our 46,000 viewers say, hey, this is what we're doing today. And then once that's done, after the board, we'll put the clip of how it went. So it shows transparency. There's nothing to hide at the sheriff's office. We're a public office. We're transparent. Anything, unless it affects a victim of a crime or an ongoing investigation that could be jeopardized, look at it. You can see it. That's what people always say. Well, I want to know. Come look at it. There's nothing to hide there. Simply put, my budget's 80% personnel, 10% operations, 10% fleet. You can't make it any simpler than that. Majority of our money comes from grants. From the outside. At over $100 million I talk about, that's all outside money that came in to supplement programs that we didn't have a budget for. So the only thing I ask for is personnel. But we want to make sure that we're more transparent on that, how we sustain personnel into the future in these programs that we've done, working with our state partners, especially the federal. And we really like to get with the new administration, we're going to try, see if we can get some more support from them.
And Sheriff Mark Daniels is being inducted into the Cochise College Hall of Fame. How do you feel about that?
It's an honor. I mean, I went to Cochise College, graduated in '85 from them, and it seems so long ago. And so I was notified about a month and a half ago that I was selected along with Mike Ortega. Mike Ortega used to be the Douglas City manager, then a county administrator, and then he was Tucson city manager for many years. And then there's another individual I don't know. There's 3 of us being inducted this year, and that'll happen tomorrow. I got a soccer game I got to coach for little guys in the morning, and then I told the president of the college, hey, I'm going to boogie down there. I'll be there, but I might be a few minutes late. So I've already committed these kids. So I'm very honored. I truly am, and to be honored into the Cochise College Hall of Fame. And thank you, President Wallaway, for just allowing me the opportunity to be part of that.
And you also helped with swearing in Tombstone, their new city council. Is that correct?
Yes.
And how did that go?
It was awesome, and this is a tradition. You know, I had the opportunity to, over the last every 2 years, I get a chance to swear in the mayor and council, and it was packed. It was so nice. It's like this Western tradition, you know, and it was really neat. And then January, I'm doing the Benson mayor and council, and then I had the opportunity 2 years ago to do Mayor McCall when he got elected for the city of Sierra Vista. It's ceremonious to go in there, and these are our friends, these mayors. I get along with the mayors in the county very, very well, and these council members. We have to work together. That's what makes it great. We have put bridges up, but there's no longer islands here. We're all on the bridge together, going back and forth, working together, and solving each other's needs, because at the end of the day, it's one big community.
And today you're going to be talking to students about leadership.
I am. After here, I got an interview with a media. I got to pick up the camera guy that's doing the B-roll, if you want to call it. And then I got 11:45. I'll be at Buena High School speaking to their student council today on leadership. I do that annually. Go over there and talk to the criminal justice kids, and then I also talk to student council, just to talk to them about leadership and be a sounding board for them when they ask questions about what about this, and this, and hopefully, this is the leadership at Buena High School. How can we work together? I know I helped them a couple of years ago with their project graduation. We all stepped up and did that, and it's turned out to be a lot of fun. And so just go over there. What do you guys need from us? We're there. We want to be there for them, and because those youth is our future. And so that's who's going to be taking over our job someday. So hopefully that happens.
And one of the things that we have, one of the aspects of the sheriff's office that we've talked about multiple times, and we are happy to talk about it again, is our care team. They have so many things going on. They have so many amazing people in that group, and the statistics that they've just released are pretty impressive. And so what do you think about that? I mean, tell our listeners a little bit about what the care team does.
Well, the care team is a first responder team for mental health. Those in need, those who are having a crisis, it alleviates. And you've seen it all over the national media, and you don't see that in rural America, mainly because of budgets. And thanks to the Legacy Foundation, and now we're moving on some other support to sustain this program into the future. But they respond. I told the story here a couple months ago where I stopped an individual. He was actually, the assistants called him, he was jumping in front of traffic out on the highway. And I was in the air. In fact, I was going to Tucson when this happened, north of Sierra Vista. And I came across him, pulled in there to help him. And I knew the guy from past, and he made a comment to me. He goes, "Sheriff, just take care of my family." It was obvious he was in distress. I called the care team through our dispatch center. In 15 minutes, that care team responded. And this is no cost to the county. This is a grant, again, another one of those $100 million grants within that money I talk about that pays for their vehicle, pays for their response, pays for their salaries. They're attached to the sheriff's office. They came out, drove him to Tucson, and got him into some treatment centers. And that's what this is all about. How can we help this? The goal is to get people back in society or avoid a crisis, as we all talk about and we see in this country. But I just read this too, what you're talking about, Carol, is these are 3 examples of residents. One, the east side of our county, where in 2023, law enforcement had 14 events with this individual. In 2024, we only had 5 because the care team has intervened. Another residence on the north east side of our county, in 2023, we dealt with them 25 times. In 2024, we have only dealt with them twice. And one of the best ones is another residence in the northeast side of the county. We dealt with, in 2022, we dealt with them 61 times. That's 61 times deputies responded. In 2023, we responded 45 times. And in 2024, 0. Tell me that's not a success story. And this is what Yavapai County did, something similar with their program up there, and it works. But you got to have the dedication, the will, and I want to thank Commander Watkins, Dr. B, and all the team that's just working every day 24/7. And I know I've worked quite a bit with our care team. I just talked to them yesterday on some stuff. They're just doing amazing work. So thank you to the community, and thank you to Margaret and the legacy team over there for helping us get this going. We've been talking about it for years, but they took the trust in us to make sure we could do it, and we're doing it. I want to thank Jackie Clay, too, our school superintendent. Jackie's been a huge partner with her kids, all the kids in the county, the school superintendents around the county, and her programs and staff to make it happen, because she's been a great partner with her team, too.
And your stop of the week blends into the safety message of the week as well.
It does. And I was coming back the other night about 8:30, coming home on Charleston Road. And I came up on this, come off out of the river. And you guys know how dark Charleston Road is. I mean, there's no such thing as a street light out there. And all of a sudden this car's coming at me. And right before it passes, it blinds me, hits the brights and blinds me. And keeps them on, just hits me. And I'm like, whoa. So I spin on it. And that is illegal, by the way. You can't do that. You can't turn your high beams on people. And so I spun the vehicle, stopped the vehicle, and the driver said, "Well, your lights are bright. Did you have your high beams on?" And I did not. I said, "No, ma'am, I did not." I said, "My car's a newer 2024 or 2023 vehicle." And she goes, "Well, these new car lights are so bright." I said, and she knew she did it. She admitted. I said, "Ma'am, it's illegal to do that." I said, and I'll just tell you all, if you think somebody's high beams are on, just give them a flick of your lights. That's the courtesy, well known in the driving business, that, hey, check your high beams. And but you can't blind people. You cannot blind people. And the other one I see a lot of is somebody's got a headlight out, they're turning their high beams on, drive with their high beams on because they have a headlight out. You can't take a default in your vehicle and blind people. That is illegal. We get quite a few stops. And that moves right into my safety message too. It's getting darker. By 5:30, it's pretty much dark around here. People are coming home from work, and I'm seeing so much of it is the law states from sunset to sunrise, you have to have your headlights on. Sunset to sunrise. If you can't see the sun, you got to turn your headlights on. Or if the conditions deem headlights. That's just the reasonable test. I mean, if it's a storm or whatever, turn your headlights on. But so many people I'm seeing coming home at 5:30, 5:45 at night, it is dark, and they still don't have the lights on. And don't let the street lights become your headlights. If you have a dark colored vehicle, we can't see you. You can see us maybe, but we can't see you. For everybody's safety, turn those lights on.
Well, I'll remind everybody about Cochise County football tonight.
So tonight, 6:30, Buena High School hosting their first playoff game in many, many years against Casa Grande. So 6:30 is pregame, 7 o'clock is kickoff. Come out and join and support your Buena Coach tonight.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas. And our next guest, we've got Jody, and we're just going to talk about stocking stuffers. So first, introduce yourself to us a little bit.
Hi, I'm Jody Klein. I'm member of San Pedro Kiwanis, and our charity, nonprofit charity, is Just Kids Inc. So,
Well, let's talk about both of those. Tell us a little bit about what Kiwanis do.
well, Kiwanis is what we do is for the kids in the community, all kinds of activities from leadership programs in the various schools, or K-Kids and Builders Club programs there. We've done fundraising for Project Graduation Gifts for Kids. We do scholarships. We do a program called Gifts from the Heart, which is providing necessities to the school nurses during the school year for kids that just absolutely need things. So almost any kind of activity that benefits the kids in the community.
And you use Just Kids Inc. to do that, so tell us about Just Kids Inc.
Just Kids Inc. is a nonprofit 501c3 organization that's it's made up of the same members, but it allows people to get maybe tax deductible donations, and we can and we do our activities through that program.
Yeah, Uncle Sam's got to do his part too, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Well, we're doing the Stocking Stuffer program is the reason that you're here. Tell us a little bit about the Stocking Stuffer program. It's a great idea.
Well, the Stocking Stuffer program, this is our, I think, 39th year of doing it. And in essence, what we are doing is providing about $100 in new clothing to kids throughout the area, and we provide brand new clothing to this year it's going to be about 580 kids. We've done as many as 900 in the past, but 600 to 700 has been kind of the average. We're down a tiny bit this year, but that's the essence of the program, and the way it works is we don't know what kids need in the way which kids actually need clothing. So we rely upon the school nurses in all the public schools in Sierra Vista, Palominas, Huachuca City, and Tombstone. And this year, uniquely, we have added the 2 Head Start schools and doing about over 40 kids in those programs as well. So the school nurses identify the kids that they feel would benefit from new clothing, and we provide them the forms, and they send it home to the parents, who then fill out the forms with the kids' names, gender, sizes, for every kid in the household through high school. And they send it back to the nurses, who give it back to us, and then we go out and shop for those kids in 2 different ways. The first way, and which makes our program unique, is that people in the community become sponsors for a kid. So if I want to be a sponsor for a kid, for example, I'll say, why don't you give me a 5 to 10-year-old boy, and I'll shop for them with my own money. And so I go out and shop for that kid, and I am given the list of his sizes and his preferences and all of that, and I'll buy 2 pair of pants, 2 shirts, a pair of shoes, a package of socks, and a package of underwear for that child. And I'll drop it off at our drop-off point, which is Carrie Aguilon's Farmers Insurance on Fry, and either wrapped or unwrapped. And so that's the unique part of the program. And last year we had about 350 kids that were sponsored by people in the community.
That's cool.
That's really a lot. Others choose to just donate money to the program. Any donation is great, and we take that money and we have our Kiwanian shoppers who will go out and shop for 10 kids or whatever at a time, and we'll catch the remaining children that way. So that way we provide clothing for every one of the 580 kids. And then we have 2 wrapping days where we just get together and it's a party to wrap the clothes at the VFW. This year that's going to take place at on December 1st, which is a Sunday at 9 o'clock, and the remaining packages that come in unwrapped we'll do on the Thursday the 5th at the same location. So once we get all of that together, we sort it out, we group the packages by families, and then chaos occurs on the 14th of December, and we're doing it everything a little earlier this year. On the 14th of December, we gather at our warehouse, and then we give everybody packages to deliver all the way through all the communities, and so we deliver, and then we're done.
And this is a great thing that the community can get involved in. So if they want to sponsor a child, if they want to donate money to the cause, if they want to help you wrap or help you deliver, how can the community get a hold of you to do all of that?
Okay, actually you could, I'm just going to give you my cell phone, which is 520-559-3456. My name is Jody Klein, and they can reach me that way, and I'll get you to the appropriate people. If you're wanting to sponsor a child, probably need to do it fairly quickly because with Thanksgiving coming up and shopping between now and the end of the month till we're doing our wrapping, there's not a lot of time left. Now, if they want to donate money, they can donate to Just Kids Inc. and mail it to Stocking Stuffers at P.O. Box 2062, Sierra Vista, Arizona 85636. So if you do that, then we'll get funds and go that way.
All right. Well, Jody, we thank you for coming and talking to us today about Kiwanis, Just Kids Inc., and Stocking Stuffers.
Yeah, thanks. Over the years, we've probably done 25,000 kids.
That's beautiful.
So,
yeah. Thanks for doing all of that.
You bet.
Also in the studio, we've got Becky. Good morning. Go ahead and pull that microphone. Oh, you're ready to go.
Good morning, Grady. How are you?
Good morning. And you've got something that you want to talk about that's coming up Monday. But before we get to that, let's talk about the Cochise Addiction Recovery Partnership and what they do.
The Cochise Addiction Recovery Partnership is a group of organizations throughout Cochise County, and we have representation also from Tucson and Phoenix of organizations that provide services that deal with any kind of addiction and recovery, insurances, medication-assisted treatment services, counseling services, rehab services, recovery homes, all kinds of different representation for addiction and recovery at the CARP. And it's actually just a Zoom meeting once a month. Everybody gets together to talk about what's going on, what their services are, what's upcoming, and just to stay connected.
And also part of Monday's event is the Legacy Foundation of Southeast Arizona. Remind us what they do.
Yeah, so the Legacy Foundation of Southeast Arizona is a nonprofit private foundation that serves all of Cochise County and eastern Santa Cruz County. They offer grants, and they have several grant cycles throughout the year to nonprofit 501c3 organizations. They also provide nonprofit education throughout the year. They do capacity building by bringing organizations together to convene and talk about like services. For example, the Community Spotlight on Monday. And are currently in the process of building a new event center and a retreat center for nonprofits right here in Sierra Vista.
That would be amazing. It's very much needed. Well, let's talk about the free public event that is this Monday.
Okay, so the Community Spotlight Finding Hope in Addiction and Recovery. It is a free event. The public is invited. So if you have anybody that you know of who has addiction, or if you have addiction, a family member, we have a lot of grandparents raising grandchildren now because of addiction. There are a lot of services in this community, and many people don't have a clue what's available to help them. So the Community Spotlight is to raise awareness of the services that are available. There are a lot of people who care about this issue and will be available to be there to support and to talk. So on Monday, it's at Cochise College in the Student Union main campus. There's a resource fair that starts at 4 o'clock. So from 4 o'clock to 5:30, we have almost 30 resources that will be represented at the Community Spotlight. All kinds of resources. So for example, Salvation Army for one, I'm drawing a blank. Community Services is another one. Community Bridges is another one. We have Hoops House will be represented. There's just a number. There's just a number of representation there. Support groups as well, like Parents of Addicted Loved Ones will be there. Sober Project will be there. Celebrate Recovery will be there. Chiricahua Health, County Health Services, so lots of representation. Narcan, they'll have Narcan available for free. And can explain to people how to use Narcan, which saves lives, so it's really important that people are aware of that as well. So that's from 4 to 5:30. Again, it's free, and we would love people to come out and see what's available as far as resources go.
And where is this going to be one more time?
Cochise College main campus in the Student Union.
All right. Well, we thank you for putting on this event, and we thank you for coming and talking to us, letting us know. And you can check on, is there a place you could go online to find out more?
There is actually not a place to go online to find out more, but I do want to mention also that at 5:30 we do have speakers that will be at the event as well. We have speakers that will be talking about youth and substance use and social media issues that lead to substance use. We have a speaker about stigma, and stigma is a big issue because shame prevents people from seeking the services they need. We have the DEA coming down talking about the drugs that are coming into this community, and we also have Cochise Harm Reduction, who will talk about what harm reduction is and how it serves the community. So 4 very important speakers that will be there that night as well.
And those speakers start at 5:30.
The speakers start
Excellent.
at 5:30. Yep.
Excellent.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like a great event for everybody, so thanks for coming and talking to us
Absolutely.
today.
Thank you, Grady.
And we're going to be hearing from the Salvation Army coming in next, and the Kettlebell Kickoff. First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Giving you an inside look to your sheriff's office. Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County, and we have Captain Heather from the Salvation Army in Sierra Vista. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having us. Well, having me and the Salvation Army. Good morning, guys.
So tell us a little bit about the kettle kickoff that you had yesterday. I'm thinking chili, and that what that does, what it's for, how it's going to move forward. Just give everybody an inside look of when they donate all their money to the kettles on Black Friday for the sheriff's office, so we can win the trophy again.
Yes, so our kettle kickoff was yesterday, and we want to thank everyone that came out and supported the Salvation Army and gave a donation. So we're looking, we haven't finished the full count for the kettle kickoff, but it is our best kickoff so far, and we're over 25,000 in the count, but there's still, we have a couple checks that have not been added into that, and so we'll have the full count next week for just the kettle kickoff. So every year during the Christmas season, it has been for generations and generations of doing the kettle kickoff, and we put the red bucket out. We have friends come out, volunteer, ring the bell, agencies, groups, churches, and just give some Christmas spirit and some love to the community and engage, and says, you know, it's really stressful this time of year, and people just want to see a smile and a Merry Christmas, a happy holiday, and just feel like they're seen.
And that was a really important way to get information out yesterday, like you do every year. And that's your fundraiser. That's what sustains the Salvation Army, correct? Is the kettle cook-off season.
Yeah, so our year starts in October, October 1st, and because we spend the most at Christmas, but we also obviously try to gain the most. And so that's our biggest fundraiser. And then we reevaluate. If we don't hit the target budget, then we reevaluate in January and have to change programs.
So that money goes to all of your stuff, but let's just back up for a moment. If you need people to ring that bell,
yes,
and if people want to volunteer, how do they do that?
So it's really easy. We have a QR code that you can scan. It's right on our website. It's all over town as well, and you just go on and you register to ring. That's what the site's called, Register to Ring, and it takes you and it shows you all the different sites, the times that are available, the times that aren't available. And it also sends you an email and a reminder and a text, whichever that you prefer, and just so that it's an amazing new program. Well, we're hoping it's a really good program. It's new this year, but so if there is struggles, please have a little grace, and we will work with you. We also understand not everybody's tech savvy or phone savvy or computer savvy, right? So if you struggle with that, please, we have Captain Ty and Eva McElroy are our kettle coordinators, as well as there's other people that can assist you in the building between 9 and 1, or call on our line during Christmas season. We have people answering the line after 1 o'clock as much as we can. It goes to different lines.
And if you're an extrovert, you can go out there, you can play an instrument,
That's
you can
right.
have your music,
That's
you
right.
can ring that bell, you can dance.
If you can play an instrument, you can bring even a keyboard. We've had people bring their keyboard out and play Christmas music. And Troy Lombard won our Entertainer of the Year yesterday, and he plays the trumpet. He plays it fantastically. And so he last year went out and he played the trumpet. And then, of course, we have lots of fun teen groups that sing and put their music. And, it's a lot of fun.
And another thing that it does support is Angel Tree. And so tell us what the Angel Tree is and what dynamic. Does it just cover Sierra Vista? Is it for all of the county? So what does Angel Tree do through Salvation Army?
So our Angel Tree program is where we help out families in need and kids in need. And so we have families come in at the beginning of October that need help, and we get the information. You need to have your birth certificates for the kids. You need to have proof of income and proof of residency. And we cover the greater Sierra Vista. It's not just Sierra Vista. We do Palominos, Hereford, Wichita City, Whetstone. We do have an outpost in Benson that does Christmas programs, and we also have an outpost in Bisbee that does utility assistance. They don't do a lot of Christmas stuff. So if you do come down from Bisbee, we won't turn you away. We haven't turned people away from Douglas either, because our outpost is shut down in Douglas. Has been for years. So we've had a few people come down, but it's mostly the greater Sierra Vista.
So remind us how to get a hold of the Salvation Army if they want to ring bells, if they want to get part of the gifts, if they want to help you out. How can they get a hold of you?
So they can come to the Salvation Army. We have a credit card square, and we also have a check, cash at the kettles. We would love for you to even your change, friends. Pennies add up, and so at your kettles, or if you have a big thing of coins that you've just been, it's too big now to take in. We will take it for you. Like I said, change adds up, and online as well. We have online, and we have online kettles.
All right. Well, we thank you for coming and talking to us today, and we really appreciate everything you do for this community.
Oh, well, we love what we do, and we thank this community for being so generous and helping us do what we do.
And Carol, how do they get a hold of us at the Sheriff's Office?
Reach out to cochise.az.gov /sheriff, and that's going to be our webpage. You can look us up on your social media site at Cochise County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Mark J. Daniels, or give us a shout, 520-432-9500.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You've been listening to First Watch, brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. Keep up to date. Follow the Cochise County Sheriff's Office on Facebook, and tune in next Friday, 7 a.m. for First Watch right here on KWCD.